from?
Sir.
At the Essex County Corrections. This call may be monitored or recorded.
It's a cold game that we playing. I'm just saying that somebody gon' lose. With a face of stone, was shocked on the other side of the phone. Cause word back home was she got a new friend. So tell me what changed. Yeah. Tell me what changed. What changed?
Laid up talking about what the future holds. I can't give a bird a ring, this ain't the Super Bowl. And mirror selfies and boy shorts, you cute in those. Those orgasms back to back, you got two of those. So tell me. Having people come and go. You told your friends you was done, but you wasn't though. Need me to open the door, shit, I'll be glad to. Wanna forgive you, then I remember that he had you like I had you. Shit crazy, kissing with your neck at. Tell me you regret that. They asked me, was you loyal? I used to think I could bet that. How we go for a way, how I respect that. Think I need to focus on the bag, where that check at.
It's a game that we playing, I'm just saying that somebody gon' lose. With a face of stone, was shocked on the other side of the phone. Cause word back home, was she got a new friend. So tell me what changed. Yeah. Tell me what changed. What changed?
I woke up this morning, looked at that pillow that you laid on. You say I think it's games, those are fillers that I played on. Sheets still smell like whatever fragrance that you sprayed on. Shout out to Shorty who got a man, she can't stay long. Shout out to Shorty who get the chill with me all day long. Thank God you nothing like them bitches I prayed on. They say love is war, I don't see soldiers here. How we ever gonna get closure here? You keep telling me it's over, but you over here. Cleaning up the house, came across your panties. Thinking they covered the same pussy that tried to scare me. Late nights, no breaks, roll dick like a banshee. You hate the fact that your mother still consider me family. Then you text me again, try to sex me again. Dots popping up before I can text you again. Text me again, try to sex me again. Dots popping up before I can text.
It's a cold game that we playing, I'm just saying that somebody gon' lose. With a face of stone, was shocked on the other side of the phone. Cause word back home, was she got a new friend. So tell me what changed. Yeah. Tell me what changed. What changed? It's a cold game that we playing, I'm just saying that somebody gon' lose. With a face of stone, was shocked on the other side of the phone. Cause word back home, was she got a new friend. So tell me what changed. Yeah. Tell me what changed. What changed?
What's going on, everybody? It's two Oxtails and an Empanada. It's your boy, Uncle Paulie.
It's your girl, Ange.
And real quick, man, before we jump into everything, man, I gotta give a little moment of silence for my homeboy Staff. Unfortunately, 9 years ago, he passed away, and it still touches me, man, every time. And today was the day that he passed away in a car crash, and every time it hits around, I think about that call I got in the morning, man. And he was one of them real stand-up, I got your back, wrong or right, we going to jail or we gonna die tonight type of guys. And I just want to say, yo, I love you, man. I miss you, man. And
yeah, rest in power, stuff.
I remember when we was in the car one night and we was just driving. He turned the music off and was like, yo, man, we got to get cheese on our burger, man. And we just thought that was the funniest shit ever, man. It hurt his bone.
He had a crazy sense of humor.
Word up, man. And we had plans to do some things, man. And he was a street guy, and it's crazy because he got tired of certain things he was doing, and he got an opportunity where he was about to start working that Monday, but he passed away that Saturday, man. So I just want to say, man, Staff, I love you, man. I'm just going to give real quick 3 seconds of silence, man. I love you, man. All right, man. Thank y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. But we going how was your weekend, man?
My weekend was good. Got a nice amount of rest and relaxation. I want to give a shout out to my daughter Shamari. She got her first job this week. She'll be working at McDonald's and making a little bit more than minimum wage too. So it always feels good as a parent when you constantly screaming and blacking on your kids, and then as they start to get older, because she's a junior in high school, I'm starting to see the change, and I'm really excited to see the type of woman she's going to become. So. Shamari, if you're watching this, just know, you make me really happy.
Word up, proud of you, man. I'm definitely
We
coming.
all proud of you.
Definitely
she
coming to get a
tunes into
free.
the show sometime.
Yeah, yes, she do. I'm definitely getting a free 20-piece. Hey.
Okay?
Fuck that. Don't go let her lose her job.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers like you want the hook up, then they fuck around and lose their
ASAP, Uncle
job.
Rob. ASAP.
On all the sauces.
Word
You
up.
start on Tuesday. We'll be there by 9:30.
Yeah, word up. No,
They ain't fucking a nigga job up.
But yo, man, I'm gonna jump in and I see people jumping on, man. I was able to
Thanks, Rue.
see the battle on Sunday. Angie, I should have just came and told you to come over. But I was sick as a dog, but I still had to watch it.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not gonna get into all of the battles. I'm gonna get into the main battle.
Because I want to know. I'm like everybody else.
And
The main battle was actually Tay-Rock versus Geechee Gotti.
yes,
So
that was great.
I know the headline.
The headliner.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. And look, with Geechee Gotti, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he beat Tay-Rock in the first round.
The main battle was trash.
To
Rue.
me, he killed him.
That first round.
That first round was
history, bro.
yeah.
It's one of the best first
Yeah,
rounds.
but I was disappointed because the second and third was not as good as the first round. That's just my opinion.
and
That's just my opinion.
and motherfuckers taking consideration, like I'm always sticking up for these guys.
Yeah, no, it's
but
cool.
they was fucking at the Geechee performed at the BET Awards the day before. Them motherfuckers got their flight was 5:00 that morning.
That's the wrong show, guys. And somebody asking what happened to the two Spanish Johns.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they flight all of their flights was 5 a.m. in the morning, and then they still went that same day and performed. So,
Yo, shout out to them. It's no
Yeah.
disrespect.
but it's no excuse.
Yeah,
either.
and
So
you know
I
why?
just like
Because
to
I
stick
paid
up for 'em.
$55 to see that pay-per-view.
Okay,
Yo,
okay,
so you know what I
okay.
mean? But I'm going to be honest with you, man. My personal opinion, again, I'm not looking for nobody else's. Arsenal destroyed Cassidy. And the reason why I say that, even as aggressive, when he grabbed him and shook him like a little child, that was really funny to me.
Ooh.
And even when Cassidy tried to act like he was mad, it still wasn't no aggression to me. This is my personal opinion. But Arsenal, he 3-0'd him. And by the second and third round, like I said, this is my opinion, I didn't even know what
You don't
Cassidy
have to
was
keep
talking
saying,
about.
This is my opinion. This is my
You know
opinion.
why I say that?
Just talk your shit. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you're right. You
Don't
know
worry
why I
about
say that? Because this old head at my job, which is 58 years old, he still watches battle raps. I don't understand it, but it's no age of watching battle raps.
Damn.
And he really feel as though that Cassidy won, and I just asked him what was he watching.
But
So he kept
difference of
saying all
opinion.
day that everybody has their own opinion. So that's why I just said it, man, because I know he's tuning in. He said he ain't gonna get in the chats, but
Oh shit.
yo, man, I
Tiger
just
Stripe said he done purchasing pay-per-view tickets with Cassidy's name on it.
yeah, I
He
am
sell
too.
face off and can't perform on a battle rap stage.
I am too, and
and they call him Acidy.
yes, he is. Cassidy, and during the third round, because at first the crowd when
Damn.
Arsenal stepped out with "I'm in another nigga city" and doing that, they kind of went to say it with him, but then they booed him. So I said, "Oh, this gonna be a long night for him."
Out the gate. Like
Out
they
the
weren't even trying
gate.
to give us a chance.
Yeah, it was horrible. It felt like I thought he was at a Trump rally, to be honest with you.
Oh no.
But by the third round, the crowd started yelling 3-0, and Arsenal didn't even jump in it. So, I just wanted to throw that out there, man. But I just want to shout out Uncle Ra because he's very professional. And I watched him do all the interviews, and
Yes.
I just want to say thank you for the things that you do for the culture, man. And I gotta
Thank
give
you for being a friend.
yeah, I gotta
That's
give,
my shit now.
I gotta give you a round of applause on that, man. But we gonna jump right in it, man. Go ahead, Angie, start it off, Mama. What we got going on?
All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, I know you've been hearing this name over and over for the last couple of weeks, and we want to kind of talk about Amber Geiger, who was the police officer who decided to shoot her neighbor, Botham Jean, right? So, if you don't know, she received 10 years for this murder.
Uncle Rock, can you show the video of her of the brother hugging her?
So, right, so we just to let y'all know, we're going to break this whole shit down.
Yeah,
we're going to start with this right here.
We about to go in.
And I wasn't gonna ever say this in front of my family or anyone, but I don't even want you to go to jail.
No.
So I won't start from the very.
I'm not gonna say I hope you rot and die just like my brother did, but I personally want the best for you. And I wasn't gonna ever say this in front of my family or anyone, but I don't even want you to go to jail. I want the best for you. Because I know that's exactly what both of them would want you to do. And the best would be give your life to Christ. I don't know if this is possible, but can I give her a hug, please? Please? Yes.
If y'all watch this show with us every week, you already know where I'm about to go. Okay? And I hate to touch the topic of religion, but I guess they felt that was the Christian thing to do. To turn the other cheek. She murdered your fucking brother. She murdered your brother. Right? They got a lady that had the recording of him asking her, why did you shoot me? But they put her on the gag order. We're going to get to that in a minute. She shot and killed your brother.
Wait, can I say something real fast?
Please do.
Tiger Stripe, too. Acknowledge what you just said. You said you love to hear how his family tore into him. Sorry they didn't. The father and the mother came out and said the same. Tap dancing, cornbread, Kentucky Fried Chicken licking, finger licking good.
Not the mother?
Bullshit. No, the mother did too.
She worded it a bit different. What she said was, she tried to word it where she wanted to show she still had anger, but she wanted to be Christ-like. This
is my problem. I have no problem with religion, but when it starts softening up who you are,
I'm about to know.
I love my brother to death. There's nothing in the world. There's no way that I can sit there and have my brother have someone, because I don't care what nobody say. He was smashing that cop.
Yeah, they had a sexual relationship.
He was smashing that cop.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I'm no longer going to give you none of this Holy Ghost. She couldn't take it no more. And she came in there and she bust his ass.
And remember now,
she only got 10 years for that.
Oh, well, the good thing about it is, well, not the good thing, the funny thing about it is she only got 10 years. I wish we had the picture to show you the judge hugging her, giving her her Bible, hugging the mother. The judge says she doesn't understand why people are upset. This is the problem with people today. They're always angry.
You know what, Bay Force? It's not about being upset at him for hugging her. But my thing is, it starts to get...
She did hug the mom, Lucky.
Yeah, she hugged the mom first. Now don't get me wrong.
Let's leave the Lord out of it.
She hugged the family, but but this is where it comes from, because we can't leave the Lord out of it, because everything they said, and it's no disrespect to no one's religion, like we said.
Absolutely not.
But everything they said and why they forgive them was Christian-like.
Christian-like.
So we can't leave the Lord out of it. And this is what I say to people. The reason why I get upset, because white people are Christians also. But when these same things happen when a black person, you don't see this. I've never seen a judge in my life of being 42 years old come down and hug the murderer and feel sorry for her and give her a Bible.
Oh.
I've never seen that in my life.
Oh, Bay Force, so I'm about to talk about that. I wish we had the footage. Did you see the bailiff fixing the hair?
Yeah, the bailiff was fixing the hair.
The brother was holding her.
I mean, come
and
on,
the judge
yo.
was talking. And I'm going to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. The more that we get into this situation, you're going to see why these particular things actually happen. Because now we don't have a witness. He's dead. The person that had the audio of the recording, they gave her a gag order. All right, so I want to kind of move a little bit into this because, it's unfortunate. And again, ladies and gentlemen, you're dealing with laws that they never had us in mind. They'll show some shit like this. They always showing us, suppose we either the problem or we're over forgiving. And I don't like it because it's constant. Things are going to keep being thrown at us. So I just want to move into this real quick. The lady that actually had the recording of Jean of Botham stating, "Why did you shoot me?" Her life is in complete turmoil. She is being labeled a black radical, okay, after being placed under a gag order by the prosecution and could not discuss publicly, and since has received death threats and has been fired from her job. Now, the funny thing is, this woman was a pharmacist. She worked for a pharmaceutical company. They let her go because they said that she was a radical, anti-police, and a black extremist. And on top of that, all of her credentials, what she went to school for, have been revoked.
Now, this is where I say something is not wrong.
And her name is Bunny. I cannot find her actual name. They only have her labeled as Bunny.
What I don't understand is how, in a case, you have someone videotaping someone screaming or asking, "Why did you shoot me?" But yet they don't want to take her stuff and submit it to court. And then the prosecutor, not even the lady's lawyer, but the prosecutor says that gives her a gag order and don't want to use the evidence.
Nope.
And people don't see that there's something wrong with that, yo. And then you want to sit here and tell me that as I supposed to sit here and say, well, why would they hug her? Something is wrong.
There's a big ass disconnect there.
Something is wrong.
And I don't want to hear that Jesus told her to do it because I ain't trying to hear that shit neither. That's some bullshit. That's a big disconnect. So now they got you publicly watching all of these black people being forgiving to this woman. And behind the scenes, they ain't telling you what's really going on, like with that witness. And then we want to move on to the person that actually testified to get against her, which is Mr. Joshua Brown, who is 28 years old. He got murdered in an alleged drug deal. And I'm going to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. They know that if they didn't put a story together, that it would be some bullshit behind us. They know when they got to feed us and when they got to take that shit away. So they got 3 guys that they have issued warrants for, right?
Facts, Frank.
And one of them got caught. Now, 2 of them supposed to be cousins. Now, what happened was, supposedly they're saying that Joshua was a drug dealer. They're saying that when the murder happened because he got into an altercation with these guys over a messed up drug deal. When they went in Joshua's house, they claimed they found $4,000, over 140 of THC cartridges, and about 3 or 4 pounds of weed in his house. So now they want to paint this picture about who this boy is.
I wish y'all could see Uncle Ralph's face right now, man. Unbelievable, bro.
And I'm going to give you the names of the people that they're issuing warrants for, but they got one. So you got Michael Diaz Mitchell and Thaddeus Charles Green, right? And the guy that they actually have in custody, his name is Jaquarius Mitchell. Now, it's a shame that this is such a serious situation because I want to go in on their names so bad. But the unfortunate part is that it looks like they're going to frame these gentlemen for this guy's murder. According to them, the story was Jaquarius got shot by Brown. And they were arguing about all this other stuff, and then they just decided to kind of, I guess, go out and bust back at him.
Tyson, I don't like to do the conspiracy theories because you know how people are, but I feel the same way. I feel like that boy probably seen something he shouldn't have seen, or heard something he shouldn't have heard.
Not one gangster. That is.
And they said, yo, you know what? He got to go. But Jackson said something that I always say. And
this is right, Jackson.
The system is crooked.
We agree with you.
And everybody sits and talks. And I really believe it's to the point where they know the only thing that most black people are going to do is pray, live, or march.
Oh, no.
And unfortunately...
Jaquarius.
Unfortunately, we have a pattern of praying and marching and not doing shit.
Yep, it's the truth.
And praying and marching don't do anything. And I'm not promoting violence or anything, but I really believe in my heart
the revolution will not be televised.
They just not have killed the right black man yet. That's just my personal opinion.
And another thing that I find to be interesting, because always remember, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes the enemy will look just like you.
Oh, don't get me started.
Okay? And who's to say there wasn't no deals made? Who's to say? Because I'm going to tell you, cops protect each other. Okay? And she's one of them. And who's to say that, you know what I'm saying, they didn't approach these guys and say, look, we about to do X, Y, Z. You down. You only got to do this. We'll act like we don't know whatever else. You never know what could have actually conspired for this to happen. I mean, damn, y'all found the killer's fast. But there's a gag order on the sister that got, old girl, they got the recording.
Yo, you know what? None of your fucking business. I like your name, homie.
If he was any type of
but
drug
he said if he was any type of drug dealer,
exactly,
they would have used that against him before the trial to discredit him as a witness.
No, what they did was, because you got to watch the power of social media. What they did was they went on his page, because I had actually took the liberty of trying to just kind of like go on social media, try to see if I could find some information. First of all, he was a devoted father. I never saw anything illegal. The only thing I did see him do was smoke a blunt. See, that's all it takes. You got to be careful on your social media because they'll take that shit and conspire all
you know
story.
What's a black? You know, and this is what I tell the people. I don't mean to get off the subject.
No,
here,
absolutely not.
But this is what I keep telling people. Right? When we see a white person say something about a black person and they lose their job, and we all like, hooray, hooray! Like, yo, man, they know what they doing.
Cops to lose their job, they quit.
They letting all of this go by.
Mm-hmm.
So now when you have people like us that come on these shows that speak things and speak what's on our mind and say what we feel, then now what they can do is say, hey, you know what? That's a radical dude. That's a radical sister.
Yep.
And that's where these things coming from, because they no longer want anyone to speak out and say what's on their mind.
They
and I believe
keep you in fear.
Yeah, in fear. And I believe in the First Amendment. And just because someone smokes a blunt, I remember I worked at an engineering company back in the day, Parsons Brinckerhoff. Yo, a lot of those engineers smoked weed and did coke.
You do like James Harden.
Yes, y'all gonna start calling your friend. Y'all gonna start calling me James Harden. But a lot of them smoked weed and did coke. And just because you smoke weed or have a little alcohol, that doesn't mean that you're a criminal. If my job wasn't so safety sensitive, I'm telling you, I would be blowing.
Well, you know what? Tyson said something that I've been thinking the whole time. See, all of these things were put in place because old girl gonna get in the pill. Now, you get 10 years. She ain't never been arrested before. She was a police officer, right?
What I mean by, because you saying how the fuck is freedom of speech considered being radical. And what I mean by that is, I should be able to say anything that I want to say. Far as, I think the police are fucked up and they don't treat black people right. But when I say that, the first thing they're saying, oh, you're anti-police, you don't like them, you're radical, you're going against the joint. But my thing is, how can you call me radical when my First Amendment says I can have my freedom of speech and say what I want to say? So that's what I mean by freedom of speech. So that's what I'm talking about, my brother.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we're in a culture right now that's extremely sensitive. So if you sneeze the wrong fucking way, there's a group that's going to be offended by it. But this is all for her to get an appeal process. First of all, after 10 years, ladies and gentlemen, she's receiving time served. So that's one. Then number two, there's no more star witness. There's nobody with there's somebody that has a gag order on them. And you publicly got to see the judge and the brother of the fucking victim, as well as another police officer, have empathy for her. And again, we are a society that's based off of emotion. So you're going to have people that go like, oh, well, if he forgave her, you know, why can't we forgive? And then that's when they start using that Christian shit again. Because anytime you do some fucked up shit, you want to justify what you did by hiding behind a fucking book. Wow. And that's wrong. And this is what this is. And what's going to happen is that 10 years is going to get broke down to a 3 to 5. And then that 3 to 5 is probably going to get broke down about 18 months with good fucking behavior. And this man lost his fucking life.
Yeah.
Good old Christian man.
Good old Christian man. But we gonna jump on, man, because we'll be on that all night, man. And that's just going to aggravate me, man. But this is kind of crazy right here, man, to kind of switch the joint, man. But Florida man shoots and kills son-in-law who was trying to surprise him for his birthday.
That's not funny. That's not funny.
Yo, you just laughed. Nobody else laughed.
That's not funny.
Yo, nobody else laughed, yo.
It's not.
You horrible right now.
Sorry.
Yo, Uncle Ryan, you can put that up for me? Or...
Oh, shit, my bad. I'm trying to do 30 things.
My bad, man.
The man that shot his father-in-law, his father-in-law shot his son-in-law.
Yes. I'm ready. You ready?
Yeah, we ready, man.
It happened at this Florida home close to midnight. 37-year-old Christopher Bergen had flown in from Norway to surprise his father-in-law, Richard Dennis, for his 61st birthday. Police say Bergen made his way into the family yard, pounded on the back door, then sprang out of the bushes to surprise Dennis. Frightened by the noise and the sight of someone jumping out of the shadows, Dennis shot the man before realizing it was his son-in-law.
We don't normally or typically see these kinds of events unfold. And, it's kind of a perfect storm that all these different things happened.
A Norwegian citizen married to Dennis's daughter, Bergen was killed instantly. When police arrived, they quickly determined the shooting was an accident. It comes a month after an Ohio mother shot her daughter in the arm, mistaking her for an intruder, a near-fatal mistake when she came home early from college.
My girlfriend just came home from college, and her mom didn't know, and honestly, she accidentally shot her.
With no charges filed in either incident, tonight outside Pensacola, an American flag is flying half-staff at the Dennis home, leaving two families heartbroken over the same tragedy. Miguel Almaguer, NBC News.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by...
We back?
Okay. It's not funny.
I don't understand you tonight.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, y'all, because that's not funny. That man tried to surprise his father-in-law, and he ended up losing his life. It's serious down in Florida, isn't it?
Nah, I know it ain't. That nigga said, I ain't like this motherfucker.
Oh, shit.
I just don't understand. It's no charges brought up. And
Trigger happy.
That too.
Yeah.
Because my thing is, when he jumped out the bushes, he came to the door with his gun. So he already came out like, I got action.
Yeah, but it's just like, well, damn. Then shot. Damn. And I don't even. Is he the type of guy that likes to be surprised? Don't his son-in-law know him?
Yeah.
And it's fucked up. Listen, y'all.
Yeah, he came all the way from the Netherlands to die.
Damn. That's.
You know what? We're gonna get off of this subject. Yeah, somebody said surprise.
Yeah, but like that's crazy. You know, in my opinion, Florida is just a place that no one needs to go to.
I think Florida is the craziest state with the craziest shit that happens in the United States.
I mean, people like to go to Disney World or whatever. All right, fine. But we don't need to be down there.
Yo, you know what? We gonna get in your tea, yo, because you was horrible tonight.
I am not. I feel bad that happened to that man. I don't. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't know why I'm laughing. Trust and believe, I'm not laughing on the inside. I think that morally, I think that's fucked up.
You definitely laughing on the outside.
I am not.
Go ahead, yo.
A sunny place for shady people. I'm telling you. All right, so we're gonna I want to move into the tea.
We're gonna get into Angie's tea, ladies and gentlemen. And for all you new dudes out there and ladies out there who's getting into here, we're gonna let it dangle. And we're going to watch her sip this hot tea. Dangle. Dangle.
Okay. All right, so I decided to do something a little bit different with my tea today because we have such negative things going on about us, which is an everyday thing, whether we live it, whether we see it on TV, whatever. But I did want to offer condolences. Diahann Carroll passed away on October 4th, and she was 84 years old. She is famous for her role opposite James Earl Jones on Claudine. So you got a lot of people that are older. They love that movie. She also played a non-servant role in a TV show named Julia. Now I looked up this show, and they said that during this particular time, especially during with a lot of the civil rights movement going on, at first they thought this show would be problematic because she was portraying a black woman who was not a maid. Her husband had gotten murdered by the authorities, and they was like, damn, they was kind of worried about the show, but the show was a big hit. So I mean, if you're not doing nothing, look up that show. It was called Julia, and she was the only sister in the show back in the day. Most of our parents used to watch this shit, or our grandparents, called Dynasty. And when I looked up her role that was in that show, she was bad. She also was the wife of the guy from the 5 Heartbeats in that movie where she was married to the guy that was their manager, and Red had killed him and shit. One thing I can say about Miss Diahann Carroll is that she was one of those women that was looked upon as a class act.
Who is Diahann Carroll?
You don't know who she is? All right, well, don't worry. Well, because we ain't got time for me to be schooling you on this, but we're going to make sure I'm going to pull up a picture for you, and when you see it, you're going to say, oh, okay. Right? So I got you. Definitely a class act. I look at her like, I'll name somebody that we do know, like Felicia Rashad, a Debbie Allen, a Cicely Tyson, somebody that always presented herself with style and grace and poise. And but you see what I'm saying, y'all? So absolutely, I loved her in the 5 Heartbeats too. She was like, get out. She was so mad. How dare he? But anyway, congratulations is in order for Tyler Perry. Okay, he purchased his studios. Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta is bigger than Paramount.
Hold up real quick. Look, I'm sorry. I just didn't know her name, man. I know who you're talking about, man. He said he was in her DM 3 years ago. This nigga crazy.
Wait,
man.
What? There you go. My office hours are from 9 to 5. Yes, thank you. Another person, Lena Horne. Absolutely. But congrats is in order to Tyler Perry. We have the Tyler Perry Studios that's up in Atlanta, and they said that this studio is bigger than Paramount, DreamWorks, and Sony combined. The interesting part about this particular studio is that
Thank you, Jackson. That's my man. I like Jackson.
Okay, all right, but
go ahead. No, go ahead. I just said thank you.
All right.
I just said thank you.
Where he purchased this particular studio was a place where it was like a plantation where they kept 3.9 million black slaves. So I found that to be kind of dope that he purchased land that at one point had slaves in it, and now there's somebody of color that owns it. Another thing that I thought was kind of cool is that he created his own Walk of Fame, and all the who's came out, and I think it was pretty quick because I'm gonna tell you something. There's a lot of black actors and actresses that do not get their due diligence because they're not willing to play sellout roles. So it was very refreshing to see all of these people of color of different ages and everything kind of just come together and rejoice with this situation. Now, I understand where y'all are coming from about the sellout, but we're going to get into that another minute. My goal for T tonight was to be positive.
Right, and that's why I'm staying positive.
He has 12 sound stages, right? And he gave them all special names. He named these sound stages after Denzel Washington, Oprah Winfrey, Halle Berry, Sidney Poitier, Della Reese, Spike Lee, Harry Belafonte, Cicely Tyson, Whoopi Goldberg, and the late Diahann Carroll, as well as Will Smith. And this studio will also have a small quarters that is geared towards children that have been victims of human trafficking, as well as children that are from the LGBT community that don't have anywhere to go. They have a safe haven. So I kind of thought that that was pretty dope.
I'm sorry, but Optimo 75 asked a very good question.
What did
Will Monique have a stage?
Man, don't even see. I'm trying to stay positive, I get it.
Nope.
I get it. Nope. I completely get it.
You and your feelings?
Not in my feelings, because I could go in on Monique from the positive and the negative. There's a yin and a yang to everything that we do, ladies and gentlemen. Moving right along, the Houston City Council candidate, also known as Brad Jordan, better known as Scarface. Scarface is going to run for the Houston City Council.
Now that's dope.
Okay, and I was excited. Now they had did this interview with him, and of course, he's 1/3 a member of the Ghetto Boys, and they tried to play all his music and kind of try to throw that back in his face. He said, "Listen, that was then. This is now. I'm into politics, and let me tell you something. It's nothing wrong with you having one career and switching it to the next. Because how about all them damn wrestlers that are mayors and everything else? So I'm not really with it.
And at the same time, what they have to realize, when he was rapping at that time, maybe his mind was playing tricks on him, and now he's into politics.
It's true. Now, what happened was the person...
That's silly tonight, yeah.
The person that actually sat in the seat that he's going for is the former rep, Dwight Boykins. Now, Dwight Boykins is actually running for mayor. Scarface said that Dwight Boykins was so good at his job that he kind of made him want to run for the city council. He wants to continue his work.
Now, they saying Willie D was running too. Is that true? Because I would rather Willie D if I could be down there and vote.
Oh, now that I don't know. But you know what? Because y'all said it, you already know what I'm about to do. I'm going to start looking into that, and I'll find that out. But I still think that it's something positive, and I think that that's something really well. Willie D don't have no facial hair.
Oh, but you can laugh at that.
Yeah, I'd laugh at that.
Yeah, come on, dog.
He has no facial hair. All right, so if you don't know who Allyson Felix is, Allyson Felix she is she's a runner, and she actually had picked up a contract with Nike, and it was all good until she got pregnant, and Nike dropped her like a hot potato. So instead of her saying, fuck it, I'm not going to even pursue this anymore, she waited 10 months after she gave birth to her daughter. She entered the race, and she beat Usain Bolt's record for the world title. Okay, so I know my Nike looking real dumb right now, and I just love to hear black girl magic happening. It's always a good thing. And to end on a funny note, Drake's father recently did an interview, and he's claiming that everything that Drake said about him was a lie. And he even went as far as to say that he called Drake on and talked to him about it, and Drake said, well, listen, this makes the record sell faster. But it's interesting that Drake's father's saying this because he's a known pimp, right? And according to Drake, he was never really around. So Drake found out that his father did this interview. And then when his father was talking about him, I don't know if my kids became famous and I'm doing an interview and I'm trying to discredit them, would I refer to my child as their stage name, or would I refer to my child as the name that supposedly me and the other parent gave him? I don't know. It just felt real forced to me when I watched the interview. And Drake was like, it really hurt him that you have, your own family members will really just sell you under the bus for clout. But my thing is, your daddy all about money any fucking way. So, you shouldn't really be that shocked. I mean, he didn't really go into like a whole rant about it, but the interview was quite interesting. How do you feel about that? Do you think that a lot of these rap artists kind of tell these stories to just kind of sell music, or do you think that this is something that they actually live, and can you tell that through their music if they actually lived it or not?
To me, like I say this all the time. We're in an era of entertainment. Bullshit sells. What else? I can't think of the proper word for it, but drama sells. So this is just Drake probably got another album coming out soon, or some bullshit like that. I mean,
because people was getting on him, like, maybe because he hid his son from the world, so Pusha T put him out there and all that shit.
And Frank Lucas, I say it all the time,
it's true.
and I agree with you. Don't get me wrong, I do like some of Rick Ross' music. His CD before last, I really enjoyed that CD. But like you said, you have a CEO that become a rapper that is supposed to be one of the biggest drug lords that the world has ever seen. And people go along with it. Like Tekashi will probably be out in 2020, and mark my words, y'all, he will probably be one of the biggest rap artists far as on the Billboard charts.
That's Tekashi.
And top 10, Tekashi, Sushi, whatever the fuck his name is.
So you said Rick Ross, better known as Officer Ricky.
Yeah.
But funny thing about Tekashi, y'all, go on Amazon. If you just want a quick laugh, go on Amazon. They are selling baby Tekashi 6ix9ine with his suit on and everything, and the wig, basically talking about the babies being like, it's called Little Tattletale costume. And I swear to you, the baby got the suit on. He got the 6ix9ine. He got the colorful hair. They even went and drew the things on the baby's hands. And that shit was funny as hell. Now, they say Tekashi is looking to be released in 2020. And if you watched us last week, I told you that he is denying the witness protection program. I find that to be interesting.
And kiss my ass to people that's able to see that BET thing right now. I see y'all in there, man. Just stay tuned with us, man. But
Teriyaki 6ix9ine.
Yeah, Teriyaki 6ix9ine. Well, Uncle Rod just stepped out for a minute, so I gotta see what's going on. 1 minute. But
oh, Jackson, you absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Quiet as it's kept. One of those rappers that you named, the father worked for the government. Mm-hmm. Catch those T's, and everywhere he goes, somebody go down.
Word is born, man. So,
what do you want to talk about?
Hold up, jumping to. I think he locked himself out the door. But jump into the next one, Mama.
All right, so this is something that kind of, some Jersey news. So I don't know if you heard about the Atlantic City mayor, and this is messed up because Atlantic City been taking a lot of blows. So the Atlantic City mayor took $87K from the youth basketball club, spent all of the money on himself, expensive cars, jewelry, dining at restaurants, and all of that stuff. His name is Frank Gilliam. All right, now what happened was last Thursday, Gilliam pled guilty to wire fraud. Out of $87,000 being stolen, $41,000 was recovered when his house was raided in December of 2018. Now, the funny thing about the story is people don't understand why his house was even raided in the first place, and that was in December. So what they said was when they went to the house, they found $41,000. They're saying that depending on how he's going to be charged, because he's going to be charged in January, he is going to be facing up to 20 years. He admitted that he did it. He apologized. And since then, he has been paying money back to them. Now, check out his lawyer. His lawyer is saying, the mayor knows that he was wrong. He feels so bad. But you can't judge him as a civil servant. You have to judge him as a regular person. As a civil servant, he's righting his wrongs. But as a regular person, he was wrong. So...
Damn, that's a good lawyer.
Yes, it is. So now they're saying that. Now, the fucked up thing about this is that he sat on the board of trustees of this particular basketball club. And this basketball club was funded by contributors as well as parents. So he was stealing his colleagues' money. He was stealing the parents' money. And mind you, this was specifically geared towards underprivileged children. And mind you, when he graduated from high school, he was an athlete as well. So he understands the sometimes sports can help kids, release anger. It's a lot of benefits to that. So why would you go as far as, hey, you're the fucking mayor. You're making money. Now, granted, Trump did leave. Trump left Atlantic City kind of fucked up.
How did... Never mind.
Listen, I'm not even talking about presidency here. I'm talking about, like, just his businesses and shit and how money has gotten lost. And then we can't even talk about how they, when they, what was that, Sandy?
Christie fucked Atlantic City.
Oh, absolutely. He did. But he had some assistance.
Our own fucking governor.
Former governor.
At that time, that's what I was saying, at that time, put no money back in Atlantic City. He left them people dry. Right. And he hung them dirty, yo.
Right.
And it's fucked up, man.
They're trying to iron their jerseys on his shit. And and they got into the particulars. Like, he's splurging. And so this funny thing, you go into these expensive restaurants, you shitting out this money. You're going to buy cars and jewelry. And then you ain't shit. You have $41,000 stashed in your house.
Yeah, you know what, though?
And they had it all through electronic transfer.
I just want to know, and it's not just him doing it. He spent this money wrong. You had a lot of mayors. Remember the Irvington mayors? All of the Irvington mayors were stealing money back in the day. I remember when we was growing up, the kids couldn't even go on no thing. So it's nothing. It's just that my thing is no one noticed that he took 45,000. No, how much was it all together?
87.
No one noticed that he was able to take $87,000 out in cash and keep 41 of it in his house.
Well, this is the thing they said. But no, this is the thing they said. The feds and the word, who's that? Was that 2 Chainz? I be fresh as hell. Let them feds watch. I'm telling you, they said it was a quiet investigation going on, and then mysteriously, like around 10 o'clock at night, they just came through the door.
He probably was smashing. You know what it probably was?
Yeah, because it sounded like he didn't do something that somebody told him to do.
He was supposed to pay some money off. He probably thought he was in the clean. He said, I'm going to keep all these Atlantic City holes for myself. And look what happened. It's just fucked up because the kids got fucked with all of this.
Yeah,
that's the problem that I have.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, this is why we constantly tell you up here, pay attention to your local government. Yes, we know all about what's going on right now up in the White House, and we know that the House is arguing. They're talking about the impeachment inquiry, and the White House is saying that they're not going to cooperate, and Giuliani said he's not going to the House. We know all of that shit, but that's not going to affect us directly at this moment. You got to hold these fools accountable.
Word.
Because if he knew that he had a whole that Atlantic City was like, yo, if you don't handle your business, we holding that ass accountable. He would think twice because he wants to get back into office, or he wants to keep his political career going. He ain't think of it like that. He like all this fucked up shit happening, down here. The weather was fucking everything up. Casinos is closing down. He like, look, this is the perfect opportunity to get my little shit. They might not even realize what was happening. He forgot he was black. Forgot he was black real quick. Someone told him to do something. He probably said no, because that's the only time. Let me tell you something. I watched this documentary on Netflix, and I would suggest that y'all do the same before they pull it. It's called The Family. And they talk about a lot of silent organizations that go on within the government that are led by the Bible. They'll even have meetings. Like, you don't just get brought into this. Like they say, it's a secret society. All we ask is trust. You got to be referred to get into this, because they believe that they are the chosen people. So when they use the Bible to justify the things that they do. Because they even had this thing in there when they were talking about, like, yeah, you could rape kids and everything, but who am I to judge you? You're my brother, and I'm going to love you like Christ should.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
And that's on Netflix?
It is on Netflix. It is called The Family. Oh, absolutely.
But Frank Lucas, and that's the problem I have. They're going to tear his ass up. But they might not tear his ass up depending on who he gonna be able to tell. If he could tell on the right people, they're probably gonna give him a smack on the ass to keep it moving.
Well, nah, you know what? That lawyer, like you said earlier, that lawyer he got, that lawyer's smart. He like, look, we're going to use it from this standpoint that this is you as a citizen, not a civil servant. And oh boy, they already took 41,000 of the 87,000 back, and he's already fucking paying money before he go to court in January. So when he comes in, because if you know anything,
probably gonna give him a PTI program.
Yeah, because if you know anything about going to court and shit, it's less about the crime. It's more about the town's money. It's more about, you know, we're in court today because you did some fucked up shit and we got to pay this person and that person and that person. So it's all about fines.
But the court system is about money, period.
All the time.
As long as your money long, you ain't do nothing wrong.
Yeah, straight like that.
Yeah, straight
like that. So he like,
that.
look. So yeah, shout out to his lawyer. Cause his lawyer like, look, this is what we're going to do. And then again.
Yeah, and your skin color.
Yeah, and your skin color. And then you got to keep in mind too, when you've went to certain colleges and you've become a part of certain fraternities and sororities, or if your lawyer has, let's say the judge has, you'll be surprised. I ain't gonna go no further than that because I ain't trying to get hurt neither.
Too far, but we gonna get off because she started talking about Illuminati and shit.
I ain't say that. I ain't never say that.
Yeah, we gotta talk about the lady in the Bronx, the black female that walked into the lion's den, looked the lion in his face and started dancing.
Where's Uncle Ryan? We gotta show
I
him
don't know. We get him later. And when I seen that, the only thing, and she lived, didn't get bit anything.
Hell, your lion dance. That's what she was, yo. She was wowing.
The only thing I can say, when that lion was looking at her,
Did you see how confused he was?
He looked at her like, yo, I'm used to white people doing this dumb shit.
He like, you.
He said, Mufasa, this bitch crazy.
Mufasa.
Said this bitch crazy and I don't like dark meat anyway.
Simba was confused. And if you go to the zoo and you look up like they always have like some interesting facts about the animals.
That shit was crazy.
And when it comes to the lions and shit, they say that one of the things they hate the most is man. Homegirl, but I'm gonna tell you what she did, right?
Yeah, word is born, yo. He said the lion don't got beef with the Africans.
I mean, if you saw, he gave her that Kevin Hart look,
yeah,
like though. He was like, what the fuck is you doing?
Yo, and she sat there dancing.
She was dancing.
But you know what? I must say she was kind of thick, so he could have been like, yo, look at them yams.
The fuck?
You know what I'm saying?
What the hell?
Yo, man, she had little titties on her, so he could have been like, yo, man, that shit looking magically delicious. I don't know if I should bite her or if I should fuck her. But then she left, and then he was indecisive, so he didn't know what to do.
He was confused that night.
Yeah, but
But what killed me was, right, after she did this shit, she took pictures with the cops.
Yeah, after they locked her ass up.
Yo, and they took pictures with her.
But I think it's something really clearly. It's two things. Either that bitch really don't give a fuck.
She was high.
Or she crazy.
She was high.
Because the person who was taping it was laughing like he knew her. And I just couldn't believe. But my thing is, how was it so easy for her just to climb over and walk in like that?
Oh, Jackson, I wish you would check the last couple of shows because I did a whole thing on Kevin Hart. I did. It was crazy.
But I didn't understand how she was able to.
Oh, she climbed over that. You saw how she climbed over that Shashanka? I'm telling you, she was high. She was high. She was looking at the lion. The lion didn't look like a real lion, like a toy. She's like, oh, I want to go play with him. And that's what she did. She climbed her dumb ass over there.
She did the Millie Wop in front of the...
She
She was in front of the cop. I mean, the lion. I said...
Just shout out to the lion for not making this a crazy ass nigga moment.
But you know what, though? I think she should get in some type of trouble.
Absolutely.
Because if that lion would have ate her, they would have shot that motherfucking lion.
Yeah, and that's not right. They already in danger.
Because that lion would have been doing lion shit.
Exactly. Anybody told her to climb her high? She was high. She was high as hell. Now, what she was high off of, I don't know. It was a lot of drugs out here, ladies and gentlemen, but she definitely was high. Who's it? The lion should have mauled it. The lion didn't have a problem with her, and that's where we're confused at. The lion was all right with her.
That nigga said, yo, she got some yams, and I don't like dark meat.
I Millie Rock on front of the lion's block.
Yeah, Millie Rock on front of the lion's block. She was bugging, man. She was bugging, man. But I'm going to get into this, man.
My phone died.
Your phone died on you?
Yeah, give me 1 second to get my charge.
We was talking today, and where your charge? All the way over there?
Yeah.
You should have told her to bring her back. We was talking today, and he smelled the cat and didn't want it. Oh man.
What? Oh shit! He said I'm good. Everything good.
He said that shit smell like bacalao. Yeah, so we was talking today in the car. So I wanted to bring this up to the people in the comments, man. Why do you think today that why do you think that a side piece and women being side pieces are so accepted today?
Okay.
I wanna get some of the kind of feedback from the people in here, but I'm gonna ask Angie first. So
okay.
Why do you think that
being a side piece is more accepted?
Yes.
Hey guys, I'm back.
Yeah, Frank Lucas.
What he say?
He all in your cheeks. He said, "Damn, she thick." Yeah, he said you got the Cardi B box, yo. I'm sorry. Yo, these niggas is hilarious. But
okay.
All jokes aside, so why do you think today, in today's era?
Why is it? Because right now, marriage is something that's not promoted in today's society. Because if you get married, you can get divorced just that damn quick. They got signs up about it.
Yeah. On 21, you see all them signs on 21 now?
Yeah,
that say you can get divorced in
$2.99.
Yeah,
you know. And so there's no respect for the actual, I guess, family dynamic anymore. Not to mention all these songs and shit. When you hear the type of women that these men say they want to fuck, they sound like side bitches. I mean, seriously, you know. So I think it's more of the culture thing that we have going on is why it's more accepted. And now when the man or the woman come home and they got to deal with real problems, like back in the day, if y'all had problems, you had to work it out. Now they like, fuck that shit. I'm gonna have to go see my side bitch. I ain't got time to be bills. See, I know, but I'll be back. So it makes it easier, and because there are so many women to one man, and we all crave to want to be able to be a part of a relationship or some type of interaction with another person, that we're willing to say, well, I don't owe that bitch shit. That ain't my fault. That ain't my problem. It is what it is. All I know is when he come over here, he be fucking me, feeding me, and da-da-da-da-da. And when you get that mentality coupled up with a male mentality that don't really want to deal or put that work in, you got the recipe for a wonderful side relationship. And before you know it, it's babies out this bitch. The poor wife, she ain't got no choice but to accept it or take that L.
Nah,
I don't take the L.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think if my wife caught me with a side piece or something, I really think I would die.
It's not a thing to it. You'd be gone.
Yeah, you know Joanna.
Yeah, you'd be gone.
I really think she would kill me, but I just think that I think the side pieces today is so many because people are not willing to express. Like if your wife or your husband is not doing something that you want.
I'm not an expert, Frank.
Well,
I'm not an expert.
If your wife or your husband is not doing something that you want. Like if you we gonna keep it 100. If you want a nut in the eyebrow, tell her. And then women, you gotta understand too. Yeah, if that nigga wants you to go and get extra freaky, you need to do what you have to do to keep your man. And it's the same thing for you men. You know what I'm saying? If your lady wants you to eat that booty out, it's something you might have to do.
But what happens when you let him nut in your eyebrow, right? And you let him do everything, fuck your ass and all these different things, and he still goes out and does that. Then what? Then where do you go?
Oh, then he might have a strong appetite, and sometimes you gotta let a man be a man.
So when you use that, ladies, don't go with that shit, ladies and gentlemen. Let that man be a man. So you saying part of being a man is being a hoe?
Okay.
There's some hoes in this house.
This is where I know this might seem crazy, but there's always been, and it might not be right, but there's always been a different outlook on what men can do and what women can do.
Absolutely it has.
And it's the same thing that I always told my son and my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck if my son fuck 100 women every day.
Okay.
That's something that my daughter's not going to do, fuck 100 men every day.
Right, because what? Because he goes inside of the woman and they don't go inside him?
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, and I just want them to hold themselves to a higher value.
But how are they gonna hold themselves to a higher volume when there's a whole bunch of these other ones fucking 100 bitches a day? Because let me tell you something. You got some guys out here, not all. Some guys will look at a female and say they want to get to know her, but then if the bitch make it too hard, he like, yo, I got $40. I don't have to deal with this shit.
Yo, shut the fuck up. But yo, he said Eric Bennett cheated on Halle Berry, and this is something my father.
Oh, Eric Bennett, yeah,
my father told me. My father said, my father said, you show me a pretty bitch, and I show you a nigga that's tired of fucking her.
Yeah.
So it's not really like, and that's what I think.
But he cheated on her with bitches that look just like her.
Yeah, but I think that's what's wrong with today too. I think cats is so caught up in seeing all the bitches on Instagram twerking and the bodies that they're not looking. I don't want to sound corny, but they're not looking for someone to ride with you, to fuck with you. Like my battery, messed up in my car this weekend. Mm-hmm. Like if you from Newark, you know the shit. I told my wife to just take an Uber. I stay out here by myself. My wife looked at me like I was crazy. We was on Irvin Turner Boulevard, damn near 1 o'clock in the morning, and it goes down over there, yo.
Stripping is a job, y'all. I'm sorry.
Stripping is not. Yeah, stripping is a job.
And the reason why I'm going to be technical, why I'm saying it's a job, because first of all, sex sells. That's one. Two, you're actually able to file taxes on it, ladies and gentlemen. You can, if you are a stripper, you can go to your tax preparer and file your taxes, and say that you're an exotic dancer, and you get a tax return.
Yeah, well, Monica Jackson, my marriage is working, bro.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few marriages still work.
Yeah, my marriage is working. I know people who have been married for 30 and 40 years, but this is my personal opinion, our generation gives up easier than the old school generation.
Oh, absolutely.
Because back in the day,
you ain't had no choice.
It wasn't even that you had no choice. Women kind of understand men, and men understood women.
But remember back in the day too, like if a man cheated on his wife with another woman, that bitch had to walk around with the scarlet letter on her, right? Everybody know that you're an adulterer, so you don't have time for that. And a lot of people understood that at that time, marriage, you had to make this shit work. It wasn't we gonna walk away. So even though in some instances there are certain situations you must walk away from, or you may lose your life, or it's all different types of situations.
That too, but no man wants to mess with a chick where you drop the drawers and you go down there and her pussy look like an Arby's sandwich, and now you got in your head she got the meats. Because the shit look like a pastrami sandwich because the shit been worn out.
Well, damn it, some people like pastrami.
Nah,
like that lady said on Friday. She said, "Bitch, I know someone who likes it."
Yeah, no. So nobody don't want no pussy that they standing with for the rest of their life looking like a rooster neck.
But you know what it is too, media, social media. This couple goals shit is fucking everybody's world up. Yeah. Y'all think wearing matching sneakers, taking videos with the Snapchat and put it out there because you might see some of your favorite people. Wait, as black men, if you want to work, marry what? Frank?
Go ahead. Just go.
No, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go, Frank. I like you, Frank. I like you. But I think that the couple goes. I think everybody is looking for something fast, and so if we don't get it fast, everything in life we do is fast. Fast food. You don't even have to go through the traditional applying for a job. You go online. You can real fast. Everything is fast. So if you don't like it, you can always swipe left. There's so many different options out here that you don't really have to be committed. Even if you have some people that still have that back in the day mind frame, like, look, like I'll even use Method Man. Method Man been married to his wife for 24 years. They've been together for 18 years. They got 3 kids. But you don't have everybody that might have that same mentality, and I'm pretty sure they went through some shit.
Yeah, because you can't tell me Method
Man.
No,
absolutely. I'm just saying, Method Man, I'm thinking about Ice Cube. You have a lot of marriages out here that are still working, but that's because they are each other's friends. People are just getting with each other because they think they're pretty, they're cute, or they're fine, or her pussy good, or his dick. Those are not reasons that you should be in a relationship with somebody. You ever met somebody that was nice looking or attractive, and after you fuck them, you don't know what else to do now? You're like, all right, the conversation is the exact same way. It's whack as hell, but you're pressured by media to have a couple goal. And then after that, you back on fucking Instagram or somewhere looking for the next build a body.
See, that's the shit that get me, though. 1 minute, yo, I die for this motherfucker, and then 2 weeks later, fuck that nigga. Yeah.
Frank, it ain't no hunt no more, baby. It ain't no hunt.
Yeah,
it's $40.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, man, like I said last week, that shit caught me off guard. Yo, the motherfucking chicks, man, was basically about to give me a threesome for $80 motherfucking dollars, yo.
$80.
That shit was crazy to me.
You can't even get a pair of Jordans with that.
And don't get me wrong, I know I'm handsome, but I ain't that motherfucking handsome.
Well, they saw $80.
Where motherfucker just and I know what they saw. Mm-hmm. They saw a chubby nigga, fat James Harden looking ass nigga.
Y'all heard him. He said he agreed that
with his work uniform on and said, "Yo, this nigga got a good job. Let me see if I can get $80 out of him." And I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of cats probably be wilding like, "Yo, you should have," but that quick nut wouldn't have been worth.
Like, would it have been worth it?
Wouldn't have worth my wife killing me.
Somehow that ain't about nothing. And then she out here piping you out and fucking you. Then the next morning you waking up and it's kind of difficult to use the bathroom. We don't know.
Yeah. He said if those moths wouldn't have flown out of the wall. Yo.
All right, Frank, you back.
Yo, so wait a minute. So you said you've seen several marriages fail. Mm-hmm. It kind of kills marriage for me. I've seen 1, 2, Tracy 50 years, but that's literally as all. The rest was divorce. So you seen a bunch of people to me who never was themselves from the beginning. Mm-mm. And that's one thing my wife always says when people ask her, like, how you and Paul together? Y'all been together all this time. Now y'all been married 10 years. How? And she was like, I've been myself. Mm-hmm. And he been himself. And she always said when people would always ask her what kind of person you like, she will always say, the person, I want to see the person who you are. What I'm getting to is everybody trying to live up to this persona. I'm this, I'm that. Like, I know a dude that was dating this chick, and she was bad. Excuse me, don't get me wrong. But he was doing all the overtime in the world to make it seem like he had the bag. And then, unfortunately, the job cut the money off with the overtime, so he went like 4 or 5 months with no overtime. He getting regular check. He can't do the same things. And instead of him keeping it 100, now she like, what's going on? The line she found out.
All right.
And even though she said I would still mess with you, I don't think so.
We don't know.
But we would never know
because
you never gave her a chance to let her know, yo, look, this is what I'm making. And I think money is one of the big things too, man, because you know, a lot of the men, like
bill collectors
cats say about us, but a nigga could be busting your ass. He can be doing everything in the world for you. Mm-hmm. But a nigga come by with an extra $70,000-$80,000 a year and a chick ready to pew. So it's all about loyalty.
It's all about loyalty and that person's vision. Because a lot of studies show that marriages between the first 5 years are the most difficult years of a marriage.
It's the first 2, then they said 5, then they said once you get past 10, they said once you get to about 19, 20, when the kids get older and they start moving out,
now you gotta figure out.
Because they say a lot of people, they stay together for the kids. Mm-hmm. But once the kids get out the house, now it's like, why are we together? So that's what happens too.
But now, Jesse, you said act broke first, then show the back. See, that's the problem. One thing I do not like. I don't like when people play games and try to put me through tests. Cause I'm nobody's fucking line, and I don't jump through hoops.
But you
and I'm not the girl to climb the gate either to get in the lion's den. I'm not doing all that. Don't do that off the gate. If you feel you gotta put me through a fucking test, don't kick it with me.
But it's not a test.
No, he just said act. He said act broke. Yeah. He said act broke. So now,
unfortunately, today you do. You're an exception. You can be an exception. So we'll put you to the side.
No, but you don't have to act broke.
But you know what? Unfortunately, he's right.
Yeah.
Because you'll see if a chick. this is what I always say.
So you're saying basically just put that $40 up front and see how far that gets you. And if she still there after the $40 is gone, she's a keeper?
She's a keeper.
Man, go ahead with that bullshit, y'all.
You know why? Because I seen it.
I don't like that shit.
And I don't like to keep putting my marriage to it, but like I said, I remember when I was at my lowest, my wife still rolled with me. How could I not still fuck with you?
Exactly.
I wasn't making shit. I had got hurt really bad. I was fucked up. I wasn't making nuts. She still rolled with me. But a lot of people be in good relationships and it lasts long because they didn't have no trials or tribulations. So it might be 7, 8, 9 years where everything's good. There's some shit hitting motherfucker like, huh?
But you got
time to go. But you get what I'm saying?
And, but you know, and you're right. And you also have some brothers that don't appreciate that. And sometimes, for women of color, we have so many different stereotypes that are put against us. And a lot of sisters try to go against that stereotype that, you know, we can't hold you down and shit. And I'm gonna tell you something. You'll do that for a brother, and then he'll fuck you over and act like he don't know what the fuck happened. And then what happens is that woman gets hurt. So now she has a wall up. And if there's anybody else that come along, she ain't gonna really be off that shit. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta really take time to get to know a person.
And you know what, Tyson?
What'd he say?
That's what I'm talking about. And this what gets me mad too.
I'm with that.
You be having chicks with Annie says bank accounts. Right?
Oh, and Annie Sass was the shit back in the day.
Chicken Shack breakfast accounts. But expect you to have filet mignon money. And that's what get me mad. Bitch, you can't be making $9 an hour, but then sitting here talking about, I don't fuck with niggas who don't got a nigga. Bitch, what is you bringing to the table besides sucking this meat and throwing that ass?
Well, some brothers that she dealt with in the past said that's all she needed. So that's her level of expectation. And when you see that, don't say, well, let me at least try to get my meat sucked and hit this shit before I go. Keep it smoking. Because men have a right to preserve themselves too. Guys, don't ever feel like you gotta slang your meat everywhere because they say that's what being a man is. Because that's not what being a man is. Okay.
But my man on Dr. Dre Chronic album, Eddie Griffin, he said it the best. He said it the best. Go ahead. He said it the best. Whatever happened to loving a nigga with a bus pass? Mm-hmm. You understand? Like my man said, these chicks want a home built already. Cars, houses. Whatever happened to struggling together?
They be having rush cars.
Bitch be having a rush car.
Again, if you're going to link up with somebody, if you don't feel that you can see the potential in them and they don't see the potential in you, and I'm going to tell you something, we know the warning signs. We just go against it because we see something that we like. And when you like something or someone, you kind of try to overlook the other shit and say, well, maybe they won't be that way with me. Then when they are, you get angry with them. When you saw that shit from gate. That's all I'm saying. Like, I feel as men and women, we both have to take a level of responsibility, you know what I mean, for dealing with these fucked up ass relationships, understanding that society is putting us, because I'm gonna tell you something. Marriage is still pushed in other cultures, ladies and gentlemen. Just not ours. Not ours at all. And if a guy say he love a girl, he want to marry a girl, his boys call him a sucker. If a girl say, you know, that man got a bus pass, but you know what, he go to work every day and he handling his business and I see the vision, the girlfriends are saying, girl, you dumb as hell, he ain't got no bag. So you also gotta look around the people that the company that you keep too, because they help shape your idea of who you want to deal with as well. So it's a lot of factors into this. It really is.
Right. Yeah, it is. But I just think, man, hopefully, man, us as a community,
we gotta do better.
We can do better, and we can start loving each other more. And
we got to. We really got to. It's more than ease and wet and lean and oxys and roxys and perks and $40 and Italian cheeseburger. It's so much more.
But the $40 is messing the game up for the niggas who out here pimping. You can't be sucking and fucking for $40. Like, if I was a pimp, I'd be out here mad than the motherfucker, yo.
What the hell? You gotta get down or what?
Yo, you sucking and fucking for $40?
For $40.
Nah, man, we not doing that.
He said she doing it for $40.
We not doing that, man.
And again, and I'm gonna tell you something too. I'm not going to knock everybody because you got some people that have rocked out with that $40 simply because they needed to be able to feed their kids. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. But what I'm saying is that those are some of those factors back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, well, I guess we gave y'all today our spill on how to keep a lady.
It's not $40.
It's not, but yo, I want to get into this before we get off, man. Next week.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was always told it's very easy to get a girl. The hardest part is keeping her.
Ooh.
So that's where the work comes in. It's not hard. You don't put in no work to get her. You really put in the real work to keep her. And if anybody knows that better than you, nobody knows that better than you.
Yeah, because it's
2 new 20s.
You know what?
It's crispy.
Yeah, you're right though. You're right, man, and that's.
And I'm sorry. One more thing. And if you can't do that, and you want to be happy for the rest of your life,
happy wife, happy life.
Get yourself an ugly wife.
Yo.
I'm not gonna lie.
Hard to keep an ugly wife.
I'm not gonna lie. I hear they got some
Robin
good
Harris
ass.
said. Robin Harris said, "You get your ugly wife." He said, "Baby, where you going?" "I'm going to the moon, bitch." Say, "Okay, you be careful."
From what I hear, they got some good pussy. That's what they say. They cook good food and they keep a cold spot in the bed.
Pussy ain't got no face.
They sure do. And they say dick don't got no conscience.
That's a fact. That's not a fact.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Hey, you could be missing out on a lot of good pussy because you don't want to fuck with an ugly girl.
Yeah, you know
they
what?
say just turn her around.
I'm not even getting into that. I'm not even getting into
they
that.
They change oils and flat tires and shit.
Be out there selling 2 for $5 all night, throwing shit up. Nah, you stupid, man. But yo, man.
Shout out to all the not so very pretty women.
Yeah, because everyone is pretty, man.
Everyone,
somebody for everybody.
What they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
That's a fact.
Now we may not behold your beauty, but somebody does.
Yeah,
and we can guarantee it.
Angie, you off your shit again?
What?
But yo, real quick, man, before we get off, yo, I need y'all to tune in. Next week we gonna have a female that's gonna be coming up here. And
first female? No,
the other
Mass Confusion had one of the whose daughter was here?
Tick daughter was here.
Daughter was here.
She spit. Yeah, I forgot about her. She ripped it. And then we had the other shorty.
Little shorty.
Yeah, she wasn't too bad. She came with her mans and he messed all of it up.
Messed it all up.
Yeah,
she came back.
But
we liked her.
It's no disrespect to any female because yo, Tick daughter is fire.
Fact.
But we have a young lady. Her name is Hassana. She's coming up here next week, and I'm proud to say, yo, I'm telling you, she gonna come up here and she gonna murder this shit. And I love it because her mom supports her, her mom believes in her, and a lot of times, man, when you have a lot of these young people trying to get into the rap games, their family or their people don't support them. But she has a nice support system. And her motherfucking ass is fire. So get ready. Next Tuesday, same time, same place. We're going to have a young lady, Hassana, come up here and she's going to get busy on this motherfucker. I promise you. And
somebody asking, is that, sorry.
Go ahead. Somebody, Hassana, Campbell's daughter.
Damn, preacher, I don't know.
Frank Lucas, I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, preacher, I don't know what the fuck you talking about neither.
Yeah, don't worry about all that, man.
Be all right.
But I just want to say this, man, because someone might have been going through something today. You might have had a hard time. You might have came home and someone was tearing your lady ass up, man, and you feel down.
Damn.
But always remember, man, midgets smell things differently on an elevator. Y'all have a good night.
Wait a minute. I had something to say.
Go ahead, say it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I want to thank you for staying with us. You know, going through our ups and our downs, going through the serious stuff and the funny things as well. I just want to let you know, if you are in the East Orange area this Friday, October 11th, my job, National Career Institute, located at 134 Evergreen Place, On the second floor is hosting a job fair. We have over 20 vendors that are going to be here at this event. So there's a lot of different opportunities. I happen to be one of the vendors as well because I'm looking for people. So if you know anybody that's looking for a job, make sure you hit us up, 134 Evergreen on the second floor. And again, if you haven't done this already, if you haven't liked, you should. If you haven't commented, you should. If you haven't subscribed, why not? Don't forget, 15 minutes of fame, 2 oxtails and an empanada.
And one more thing, Uncle Ralph. Mass Confusion called me today.
What we doing?
They coming up. He said he don't want to talk. They ain't interviewing.
Oh shit, Mass coming like that?
Yeah, he said they coming to tear shit down. They got some projects and they said it's gonna be nothing like it. So I'm just letting you know. He said when they get here, they don't want to talk. It's all spitting.
Mass
Confusion. Yeah, we love y'all, man. We out.
$40.